We are focusing on a story we first reported on Monday about the search for the right kind of baby formula for you and your baby. Families in the U.S. spend more than $4 billion a year on formula, and parents in some parts of the country are struggling to find their preferred brand on store shelves. Well, there's a new style of organic formula called Bobbie, and it is changing the industry with its American-made European style, I should say so-called European style formula that is the first to be FDA approved. Bobbie had more than $18 million in sales in its first year, and it is the fastest growing infant formula to enter the American market in decades. Laura Modi, the CEO and one of its co-founders, is a mother of 3. And for Modi and her team of employees, creating this organic formula was a personal journey. Here's the story of Kim, a Bobbie employee.
This is what my freezer supply looks like. Running out.
I finally had a bit of a breakdown at about 9 months and said, I think I need to supplement formula.
I don't know why I feel so bad because I've tried so hard.
I remember feeling so guilty that I was not able to give her breast milk because I had to choose work and my family over being able to exclusively breastfeed her.
And Bobbie co-founder Laura Modi joins us now. Laura, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we're glad to have you.
Yeah, we really appreciate it. I think I get the honor of asking the first question because we are a Bobbie household. Although I guess Kirby also
Kirby,
is a...
favorite daughter Kirby, I have to say, is a Bobbie household too. So I'm very familiar with this product.
Yeah.
We love you, Laura.
We do. We're big fans.
There's nothing
You are
more
changing the
humbling
world.
to know that we are feeding babies.
Yes.
Babies.
Yes.
We just heard Kim's personal story, but you have a personal story here as well. You were struggling with breastfeeding, and you found yourself at a convenience store, didn't like what you saw. Take us there.
Look, when you've got 3 kids under 5, there is nothing more personal than this. I thought I would breastfeed. I thought it would be the most easy, beautiful experience you would ever go through. I mean, of course, becoming a mother, you think, this is natural. I should be able to do this. But no, I'm standing in the middle aisle of a pharmacy, choosing a product that felt like, I mean, honestly, the complete antithesis to breast milk, cradled between cat food and diapers. And I'm reading the back of the label. First ingredient is corn syrup and saying, I wouldn't feed this to myself. Why am I going to feed this to my newborn? And that was really the genesis to get Bobbie off the ground and actually got to feed it to my own babies afterwards.
So what does it mean for the formula to be European style?
Well, first, you need to understand the differences between US and EU formulas. And it really is, it comes down to the nutritional standards. So in the EU, their nutritional standards get updated on a fairly regular basis. The last time was in 2019. In comparison to the US, the last time the nutritional standards were updated were in the 1980s.
Wow. So the other...
But what I keep hearing about what's so great is that when it's very easy on the baby's digestive system. That's what I keep hearing.
And in fact, Gayle, that's part of the reason why we went to Bobbie. We liked what was in it, but also Eloise is a wonderful baby, but very leaky. And we were getting thrown up on constantly. It was staining things. It smelled terribly. And we were looking for a solution. There's the evidence for you right there. We were looking for some sort of a solution.
Tony, you all right?
That was like the 3rd or 4th of the day. All right? I'm in my pajamas.
But it's drastically reduced, though, now.
It's drastically reduced.
Yes.
And so when you think about why it's easy on the stomach, I mean, what do you come up with at Bobbie?
Well, look, it's in the way you design the recipe. So we were able to match the protein ratio to that of breast milk, flipping the whey to casein. I'm not going to get into the deep science here, but it's also like leaving out ingredients like palm oil, which leads to a lot of constipation. And palm oil is a very common ingredient that you see in pretty much all US formulas.
You know, the other thing I like about your story, not only do you have such a great product, but I like your back personal story. Because you had launched this company, it was going well, they did a piece on you. Next thing you know, FDA agents are showing up at your place with clipboards, you write. And you said your heart dropped to your stomach, never a good feeling. And they not only chose to shut you down, they also issued a recall. And it wasn't because the ingredients were bad, it all had to do with labeling. But Laura, you did not let that defeat you. That's what I think is so amazing. You did not let that defeat you. You carried on. What did you do?
Well, first off, hearing you say that out again, it brings all the emotions back.
Yeah.
It is such a journey to start a company, right? But There is nothing like being told no to a group of fiery moms who, by the way, at the time I was pregnant, saying, you know what, no, I knew the impact that we could have on this product is what the U.S. deserved. So we kept powering through.
We got to get into the shame part of this that your colleague Kim brought up. Women feel such pressure to breastfeed, and there's so much shame attached.
So much judgment.
Judgment, yeah. Where does that come from?
Well, you feel you have to apologize. I remember I planned to breastfeed for 6 months, could only do 3.
Yeah.
And when people ask you about it, it's like you have to apologize that you didn't make it.
How do we stop that shame?
Yes.
Okay. First off, no parent, and especially a mom, should ever feel guilty about how they feed their baby, period.
Yeah.
We did a national survey to find that 2/3 of parents feel guilty feeding their babies.
Formula.
2/3. And look,
Feeding their baby formula.
Formula,
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah.
This might be somewhat controversial to say this as the CEO of a formula company. I don't believe we need to normalize formula. What we do need to do is normalize all types of feeding. It's not inclusive. And when you think about it, the modern parent today looks very different. We're talking about surrogacy, adoption, double mastectomy, even just moms who need to go back to work.
Yeah.
The conversation's not inclusive. It just isn't. And it leaves you riddled with that mostly, I think, internal guilt and judgment.
Tony mentioned that moment where you found yourself standing in the aisle trying to figure out what you were going to feed your babies. We've been reporting on the struggle to find formula right now. What is your company doing to help solve this?
Well, look, there's nothing more predictable and repeatable than infant formula, right? You guys know.
Yes.
Once you start, you got to keep going. And being a direct-to-consumer business, a subscription company, allows you to get the product wherever you need it, whenever you need it. And I think the other thing I'll say, probably more as a mom and less as a CEO, the anxiety that is now out there across the U.S. for people saying, I can't get my baby food, we have to remove this. That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm so glad that Nate raised a point about how to get it, because that's one thing Kirby likes. It's subscription. You don't have to worry about running out because Bobbie is always on time. Where did the name Bobbie come from?
My daughter Mary, she couldn't pronounce bottle. And she would always say, I want my Bobbie. And it was too cute. I couldn't correct her, so it was just a very natural fit. And I also love that if you squint just a little, it sort of looks like Boobie.
Boobie also works. Boobie also works too. But congrats to you.
The subscription model is great. There's nothing worse than it being 11 p.m. and you realize you got nothing for the morning, and then you're like Googling 24-hour shops. It's raining out. It's cold.
It's so true.
Never happens with Bobbie. Thank you, Laura, for coming in. I detect a slight Irish accent. Is that?
That's right, yeah, from the west of Ireland. Slowly fading, but...
No.
And I have to say
like
this,
it.
the company was founded by moms.
It was.
Yes.
It was, yeah. Very, very proud. And we're now a big, fiery team of moms.
Moms that had lots of babies and know what
Nothing
they're
like
doing.
passionate moms.
American style
It is
formula.
true.
It's American
Thank you,
style
Laura.
now.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.